What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Breakdown Sportscast. I'm your good friend and host, Kory Willis. I hope you guys are doing well on a Friday. You know, we're at the weekend, of course, so I hope the whole week has been well to you, and hope the past weekend, Super Bowl weekend, was good to you as well, depending on which team you were rooting for. Hey, I think we had an all-time Super Bowl, of course. So yeah, hope you guys very much enjoyed that.
I enjoyed some all-time pain as well. But, we'll get to that.
Oh my God! So y'all, as always, I'm here with my good friend and co-host Chris Bolton. He had something to kind of get off his chest after what I can recall a all-time Super Bowl game. What you got for us, Chris?
I'm not going to blame the referees, the officials, for how the game played out. But I feel like they got to take a lot of the load. But it's tough. My Niners let me down, man. Just did missed opportunities. Should have been a game that they honestly should have won handedly, but we didn't do what needs to be done. And you let Pat Mahomes stick around too long. This is what happens.
He's just too dangerous.
He's inevitable, man. That man's Thanos.
I know. With a snap of a finger, this man will take your hopes and dreams away from you. I'm so sorry, Chris. That this guy.
We got Thanos snapped again, a second time.
Oh my gosh. I mean, look at it this way. This man is the bane of everyone's existence right now in the NFL. I mean, look at it like this. Josh Allen, as long as he's with the Bills, there's no way he can make it into a Super Bowl. He would have to hope that Patrick Mahomes just lost his ride to the stadium, and he's just like,
I don't know.
Playing against the backup.
Look, it's crazy because I feel like this Chiefs team, of all Chiefs team, had no business winning the Super Bowl, and yet they did. So maybe things will balance itself out because I'm telling you, the Chiefs will be better. They will. They have to hit on some draft picks and get Pat another elite weapon at receiver, especially with Kelsey getting older and look like he's bound for retirement soon. If it ain't next season, it's soon. So if they want to keep this thing going, they got to get some more young boys in there that can really make some plays. And I think they will. So I'm curious to see how the Chiefs continue to look the next 5-6 years and what Mahomes can do.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. It's this team, if they can build off of what they did this year, and not every game was great from them. I vividly remember that Raiders game that the Chiefs had played, and I was thinking, how is this team? Say that again.
Was that Christmas Day?
That was Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Christmas Day game against the Raiders was abysmal. There's no way that this team is primed and prepped for a Super Bowl. There's no way.
Right.
Well, they proved the doubters wrong.
Yeah. They did that, and I'm sure we got some teams in college football with the elongated college football playoff, things being spread out. We might see some teams that might have maybe a run in them to shake some things up if they fall off into the playoff and didn't have a season maybe people anticipated them being as good as. We'll see if maybe if there's in Ohio State, if they have a season that don't look too hot, but they still find their way into CFP, maybe they can pull the Chiefs this year.
Yeah. It's only time will tell.
Well,
Only time will tell. I mean,
I will tell with the new CFP rules,
yeah,
12 teams.
I mean that's the reason why we watch this game and with these new rules, and who knows what can happen? Who knows what's on the horizon, and which new team just comes out of the blue and creates their own Cinderella story, Chris. So it's gonna be
I
interesting to
mean,
see.
because maybe I don't. I think the way things are kind of trending, we're bound for one of them kind of college basketball runs. Maybe what I'm saying. In due time, we're one of them lower seeds. Might mess around and win a natty. Might not be that 1, 2, or 3 seed.
Yeah. Nah, you're definitely right. I mean that's one of the reasons why having a 12-team playoff is like it's so big, and it comes with that charm of being unpredictable. It feels like, because you never know which low seed team just comes out of the blue and becomes that Cinderella team, like I just said. So it's going to be interesting. So I
Definitely.
definitely can't wait.
Dang. And here we are.
Yeah,
It starts this season.
yeah,
We've been talking about it.
absolutely. So yeah. But overall, it was a heck of a Super Bowl. Of course, I love the performance from Usher. Love the game,
Yeah.
and yeah, I can rewatch that over and over
Usher
again.
was in Boondocks form.
Exactly. It's like he jumped from the screen
That boy was in Boondocks form.
onto the stage.
He had another one of them one of those moments, the Kiki Palmer moment. He had the Alicia Keys moment.
Exactly. So yeah, like, hey, it's Usher, man. It's Usher,
That's
baby.
all you can say. That's all you can say, Kory. It's Usher.
Oh my god! But yeah, I definitely enjoyed the whole Super Bowl event. So it was a lot of fun. So I'm sure we'll see both of these teams probably back next year. I love this rivalry.
It wouldn't shock me one bit.
Yeah, it would. It definitely would. But yeah. Everyone, I'm glad that you guys are back listening to us. Of course, we got a couple of topics to talk about while we're still in the off season. So it's not a long show, of course, but still some notable things. I'll go ahead and kick off our topics with the new CFP deal, the college football playoff, and ESPN have agreed on a 6-year deal worth $1.3 billion with a B, Chris. $1.3 billion annually. And this is coming from Ralph Russo from the Associated Press. Chris, that's a lot of money.
Sure is.
For a
Billions.
12-team playoff that they say is going to go through the 2031 season. A lot of money. Let's hope the players actually can get a chance to see a little bit of that money as well too.
Man, you a hope.
I know. Yeah, one would only hope. One would only hope. But yeah, what do you think about this new deal with ESPN, Chris? You just see the college football playoff being a thing that's on ESPN networks from years to come? Does this really help ESPN with their fun program college football?
I think this is huge for ESPN. I mean, we love us some college football, and people continue to watch the college football playoff the way they have been. And now you have more games, and I think, we agree, we love us some college football, then we're going to find the time to watch all the games in the CFP. So whether it's 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever it is, however many games you end up having in the CFP going forward, we'll be watching. So yeah, I think this is huge for ESPN because live sports viewership is huge, and college football is big. So you need that product on your platform to continue bringing in those eyes because with so much out here to get your sports entertainment from, all we really need ESPN for are the live events.
No, I definitely agree with you. Yeah, it's. I mean, like we live in a world now where we have our Hulu's and YouTube TVs and all of that. Like the probably the biggest. I mean, it's really no debate. It is like a lot of us are watching live television more than ever before, and you get that live experience from things like college football, the NBA, the NFL, and this just helps with a TV networks like ESPN and just TV networks in general, of course. Having something like college football expanding to 12 teams, really delving into that curiosity that fans look for in a event like this. Like, you want to see you want to see tons of teams duke it out for an opportunity at a national championship. So for ESPN, this is a big win for them. A big win for the college football playoff because despite what people say, it's working. So.
It's making money, and so it's doing well. But it's TBD to see if it's a win for college football itself.
Right.
Because we've said before that we feel like there's some rivalry games that we find and hold very special. There's games that we grew up watching, non-con games, that when you look back at the end of the season, it was a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
Texas, Ohio State, the Vince Young year, that was a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And there's other games, Notre Dame, USC, the Bush push. Games like that were really de facto playoff games in the grand scheme of things. So it's curious. It will be curious, to see how some of these high, top-notch rivalries, how do they play out if the game ends up happening 3 times a year now because they meet up in the conference championship game, and then again in the CFP. Like, does that rivalry regular season game matter as much anymore? So we'll see.
Yeah. It's good for the networks, but it does become. It can become a negative trickle down effect, when it comes down to the actual fans and potential players. You hope not, and then just things like the rivalries that we love. So, that's the only thing, of course. So we'll have to, as what my brother always talks about, and it is an old saying, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Hey, he ain't lying. The older I get, the more I understand that saying.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just comes with the territory when you have things that's so massive in scope as a 12-team playoff and just the amount of money that's being paid paid out with a deal like this. It's eye-opening, for sure. So yeah. Anything else you want to add to this, Chris, before we go to our next topic?
No, sir. We can keep pushing.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So from the CFP deal down to, which I think is, I know some people have kind of found this a perplexing topic, Chris, and I can understand in some degree. But Chip Kelly, no longer at UCLA, Chris. Chip Kelly decides to leave. Apparently, there was some issues between between administrations and Chip Kelly. They just didn't see eye to eye. He is now the offensive coordinator at Ohio State after Bill O'Brien leaves for Boston College. Chris, what do you think of this mess that we've seen in the last couple weeks with just Ohio State and offensive coordinators and just, I mean, we'll get to another one after this one. Just in general, like, what do you think of all this?
It's crazy now. It's crazy because you would think, I don't know, you would think someone would be, excited to be at Ohio State, but hey, Bill said I got to go do what I got to go do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, but I really like this for Ohio State.
It's needed. This is a massive upgrade compared to bringing in Bill O'Brien. I think if you were to just like go on the streets of Columbus, Chris, and you ask like, hey, what do you think about, Bill O'Brien being the offensive coordinator at the shoot? Them people would be livid right now.
They would be sick. They would be sick because even though Bill has had some successful teams, he's had some good teams as an OC. He ain't necessarily what's going to get the people going though, Kory. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You might win a little bit with him in place, but he's not going to get the pure maximum out of your offensive potential. And I think we've seen Chip Kelly. He squeezed a lot of juice out of small offenses during his time, during his coaching tenure. He even went on to the NFL and had success with his system, with his style of play, and it's kind of was someone ushering in some offenses we see a little more of in the NFL today that favor the way colleges move and the tempo and all of that. So now he's still a fresh mind, and he's going to a place like Ohio State with all that talent and the receivers we've seen them produce over the years lately. Hey man, it could be pretty scary out there in Columbus with this guy being the OC now.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, who wouldn't want that guy's pedigree running your offense? Because at the end of the day, I mean, people can say what they want to say about Chip Kelly, the head coach. His offenses always produce, and he gets the most out of his players. So for Ohio State, they definitely need somebody like that. Like, last year was not the Ohio State I wanted to see, and not the Ohio State that fans wanted to see. So they really want to see this offense, actually catapult to where they want to be, especially in a 12-team playoff where everyone's gunning at you.
No, definitely. That was one of, honestly, now that we're having this conversation, that was one of the worst Ohio State offenses we've seen in the last decade.
It's the worst, hands down. I couldn't watch.
That was almost, what was it, the 2002 Ohio State kind of days, you know what I'm saying, with them ugly offenses that were at a top-notch defense and still found a way to win until they finally put Troy Smith back there, and then he turned things up. But that was one of them kind of offensive seasons.
Yeah, I couldn't watch an Ohio State game last year. I couldn't do it. Like, every time I would watch them, I would just turn away. I just could not do it.
And it's so unfortunate because, honestly, that was a national championship kind of defense.
Yeah.
That was a national championship. top 5 in the nation won them games.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the offense wasn't.
It was no way that offense was just abysmal. Like Kyle McCord, I mean, like
With a top 5 pick at wide receiver,
I know,
and another guy who's going to be a first rounder.
yeah. Like, you know, I respect Kyle McCord. I believe he's a good young man and everything, but you know, he just didn't fit the mold of what I think Ohio State and the fan base wanted.
No.
So, you know, hopefully, you know, he's gonna do good in his next destination, and yeah, you know, for Chip Kelly being at Ohio State now, hopefully that can definitely fix a lot of things
Man,
that they need fixing.
I think it can. I want to say right now, you know, we talk about betting, sports gambling and stuff. This is not a bad time at all. Just go ahead and put your bet for Ohio State to win the national championship. Just throw a little something in the pile, man, because all the guys they got in the transfer portal when they broke out the NIL bank, and now you giving Chip Kelly some of these guys to play with. You got Quinshawn Judkins out there. I mean, the defense will be really good, and Ryan Day has to win. I think some things are kind of cooking. You know what I'm saying? Just keep an eye out there on, you know what I'm saying, Columbus, Ohio.
There you go, people. You just heard another edition of Bolton's Bets right now. You know, off-season edition. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop with the one true Chris Bolton on this show.
We gotta keep it going. That's what we you know what I'm saying? We throw a little bit of a preview in there about next season.
Yeah.
I think we all know Ohio State should not be anything to play with next year.
They shouldn't. I think they found their guy. You know, all there is a chance for them to, you know, level up and you know, really take this offense to better heights than where they were this past season. So yeah, good luck to Chip Kelly, of course. I know some people are looking at this as like, you know, a negative thing, and you know, what does it say for UCLA and, you know, just the administration as a whole, the way that they view football, like, you know, what is that dynamic like? And I would just say that, you know, just kind of stay tuned on.
Yeah, I mean they went out and got a former UCLA guy, Deshaun Foster, to be the head coach. Saying great run, you know, saying had a good career in the NFL with the Panthers, was solid, and then, you know, he of course did his thing at UCLA. So I think they're just trying to see what some new blood and what someone who went there and knows the program, just kind of see what they can do and if they can build things organically.
Right. So, you know, it's definitely a wait and see approach, of course. But I believe in Deshaun Foster. I mean, he had a great NFL career. He knows what it takes to, you know, lead guys to victory and, you know, help these guys be as successful as they possibly can. So, you know, UCLA, I mean, you're around I know you're around USC and everything, but, you know, you are in the state of California, a hotbed for talent, and, you know, having someone with a NFL background like Foster should help.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah, it definitely can definitely pay off. I don't mind that hire at all by them.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. So yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, anything else you want to add to Chip Kelly heading to Ohio State?
Nah, nothing else to add. Just shoot, man, I'm ready. Just like we all are. I'm ready for these games. I'm ready to see it.
Exactly. You and me both, my friend. I'm just ready for us to go out there on that gridiron and to really see
We we
everything
got all
through.
off season to just speculate. Oh, this is going to be torture.
I know. We got all off season. We got media days. Like, get ready for that. Get ready for people's crazy and wild quotes, Chris.
Oh man, and
Because I'm ready.
right, and some of these predictions. We'll see. What the media poll looks like for
Absolutely.
some of these conferences to see where people project certain teams to finish and how they'll
Right.
play.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
Mississippi State always gets we've seen this forever. They always get the last place stigma, and then somehow they figure out a way to mustered up a 7-5 season. I don't know if it'll be like that this season. We'll see.
We'll see. We will see. It's gonna be interesting.
But that's
To see what
Mississippi
happens.
way to be ranked so low and then to have a good year.
Yeah.
We've seen it all the time, especially
Yeah.
throughout the Dan Mullen year.
Oh gosh. just going through those years, like, yeah, I still get PTSD from some of those seasons, especially the 2016 one.
Oh man, yeah. That 2016 one was tough, man.
Oh
That
my
was
god.
oof. But we will see.
We will see.
Well, like your brother say, we'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Exactly. I'll always listen to what he says. Always. But yeah, man. So yeah, we got Chip Kelly heading to Ohio State. Good luck to him. This came out like a day or so ago. Sean Elliott, head coach at Georgia State, or now former head coach at Georgia State, Chris. He has now also decided to go into the direction of being an offensive coordinator instead of a head coach now. Relinquishing that title. He's going to be the offensive coordinator at South Carolina next season for Shane Beamer. So that's interesting. Sean Elliott, he had some decent years at Georgia State. He came up with some success overall. He was 4-1 in bowl games. Had a 41-44 record. So he was under 500, but you still look at that 4-1 bowl record with a team like Georgia State as nothing to shy over. So,
Right.
So yeah, he's heading down to South Carolina to coach the Gamecocks. So what do you think about this move, Chris? What do you think this does for South Carolina going forward?
I think it's a pretty solid move for them. I'm thinking we're going to see a lot more head coaches at smaller universities kind of just be like, yeah, let me go ahead and just find my way into one of these big schools somehow, some way, whether it's as a coordinator instead of waiting to the traditional way of climbing the ranks. I think we're going to see more guys just be like, man, I'm trying to be an OC or something, with how the talent pool and how things are kind of shifting with the playoff system and all the leagues, with the SEC expanding and the Big Ten, how it is. I think those jobs are just going to become that much more sought after. And so guys don't mind relinquishing a head coaching spot if it means them being a coordinator in one of those kind of schools. And South Carolina is a place that will be able to recruit talent. They can potentially have a no miss kind of season. Possibly, it's a place where you can get some guys there, and we'll see if things get to that point. But we recently saw South Carolina have a really good year, so I think now that you got the CFP, people out there are thinking, hey, we can have another season similar to that, hit the portal hard, and maybe get ourselves in there. And I think that's what the coach saw when he sees his opportunity. Coach Elliott, he can go to SC and possibly make something shake.
I definitely agree. You see an opportunity like that. I think honestly, you take it. You're still looking at moving up through the ranks, of course. So I mean, Georgia State, being the head coach at Georgia State is a huge honor, of course. But you don't get SEC level jobs just out the blue. Of course, if you're any coach. So, you take that opportunity when you can. And being in the SEC, one of the best conferences in all of college football. Yeah, you take that.
When you win in the SEC and have really good years, even as a coordinator, you might find somebody within the league that might have a coaching search going on, and you could potentially see yourself becoming a head coach that route now, or definitely at one of anybody outside the SEC, whether it's like a Big 12 school or whatever. You could get a head coaching job there, Pac-12. But yeah. I mean, that's what being a successful coordinator in the SEC will do for you. We've seen it time and time again. A lot of these guys, they were definitely coordinators in the league at one point.
Absolutely. It's that's just kind of how the trajectory goes when you're trying to, level up in the ranks. And, college football is no different. Like I said, a established team like South Carolina, hey, I'd take that.
They got some guys you can work with for sure.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking at the recruiting. Like all of the recruits that they gotten over the 2024 recruiting class, and the transfer portal. They did get Robbie Ashford from Auburn and Davis Bevel from OU, from Oklahoma. So he has some guys to work with. And a lot of wide receivers as well. Like I'm looking at quite a bit of wide receivers that have transferred to South Carolina. One being, a couple being from Group of 5 schools, some being from actual level 5 schools. So yeah, they
got some pieces.
Mm-hmm.
They got some pieces, so it'll be interesting to see how they can get things looking as the off season continues, and what their spring game will be like and everything. So we'll definitely keep our eyes out on South Carolina, because they can be a surprise team. They had a little bit of a down season last year, coming off the big 9-win year, but maybe they can get things back right.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think you're definitely right. They got a lot of players that have come in to the South Carolina system. So they're looking to go big or go home this upcoming season. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, once spring practice starts and everything. We'll be here. We'll be at that point before you know it. It'll be interesting to see how all this kind of takes shape.
Definitely.
But yeah, man. Yeah. Anything else you want to mention about Sean Elliott before we head to our last topic on the show, Chris?
Nah, nothing else. I'm excited for him. For a guy to get this chance on and the big stage, the SEC. Let's see what he can do with some new toys at his disposal.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Definitely agree. Big shout out to Sean Elliott. Hope he does well down there in Columbia, South Carolina. So. Lastly, which I'd say was one of the biggest topics for me this week, and I think for you as well too, Chris.
You know it.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this for months, for a couple years now, for years. Let me just go ahead and say it. I've been waiting for this for years. We're finally back. College football, or EA Sports College Football 25, Chris.
Music to my ears.
Yes, they brought out a trailer on Thursday. It was amazing. It gave the pageantry of what we are going to get once they show us the reveal. They say that they're going to show a big reveal, so they're going to pretty much show us the game in the month of May. And they pretty much said in stone that this game is coming out in the summer of this year, in 2024.
Yes, sir.
So what were your thoughts, Chris, when you saw the reveal and you saw everyone talking about this game known as EA Sports College Football 25?
Man, I've been keeping up with this, and I was just ecstatic. Man, I just think of that Meek Mill song. I used to pray for times like this. That's what I started hearing in my head instantly.
Look,
we really did used to pray for times like this, Kory.
I know. Like, look, man, from the Meek Mill song to the memes that people have made from the Meek Mill song, that was me. That was me all day.
Oh man,
I was elated.
We've been fiending for this game since the last one dropped. Since 14.
Oh my gosh.
And I really, there was a long time where I thought, man, we're never getting this back. But because of NIL and other things, I think, it was just it took some time, but yet here we are. Mm-hmm. This is amazing because we grew up when you knew it was about to be when it was July and the game dropped and you had the whole month to play with your squad before the season started. I mean, those were good times. And I think now we're finna have a generation that don't know that finally be able to kind of get hyped up for the college football season the way we did, which was by going through playing Dynasty mode the whole summer until it was time to play football.
I just remember playing every college football game on my 360, of course, during the summer months, and like I had no school. I could just relax, just play college football, try to take Mississippi State to the championship. I always lose to one school that I don't need to lose to.
Brother,
I'm looking at you, Kentucky and Missouri.
They were always. It was. Were you like me when you did Dynasty mode? Did you play basically every game?
Yeah.
Even if it was a team you shouldn't have, you're like, oh, I could simulate this one and win. Did you still end up playing those games?
Oh yeah. I didn't want the computer catch me slipping
messing
and be like,
up.
I'm gonna take away your national championship chances, all right? Because that game in the algorithm kind of wild, Chris.
Definitely, the simulation was wild. But I asked that to bring this up. Every year, a team that was not ranked, that wasn't supposed to be good at all, and wasn't having a good season, they would have a game where they was almost the hardest team to beat.
Yeah.
In your regular season, you could go against a team top 5 in the nation, you blow them out by 21 points. But then you play that team, And bro, it's tied up. We late in the fourth quarter. What's going on? I thought they was 4-6.
Oh man, it's the element of surprise. You love it. You love it. So yeah,
definitely. And it's definitely. I'm thinking that's coming back. There's a generation that gets to experience that like we did.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm very happy that we're getting this game back, and I hope it definitely benefits all of the student athletes that are going to be featured in this game. I hope it benefits all of them because they work hard to entertain us each and every Saturday, each year in college football. So this is something that we all should be excited about.
Definitely, they deserve that love and shine. It's going to be crazy to not have to generate names for players. You remember you said you either had to generate the names, go through and take out the time to name the players, or find somebody who already put together a roster and download it. The names are going to be straight in the game, baby. This is going to be crazy.
Look, me and you both, Chris. We grew up in the era where we had to go to the store, get those Athlon sports books with the players on the previews. Open up the book to each individual team. Put in the player's name.
Dog, you talk about taking a whole 4 hours out of your Saturday. You ain't played the game yet. You just editing names.
You just edited the names, man. You just edited the names. That's all you did. That's all you did. And think about at the time when people had PS2s and just regular Xboxes and GameCubes and stuff. And, our online connections weren't as robust as what we have now.
Right. We didn't always have Wi-Fi, y'all. I'm just telling you right now.
Look,
Wi-Fi has not always been a thing.
Exactly.
I played plenty of NCAAs. No Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi.
It was me and the CPU. Profile 1.
That's all you had.
Me and my profile. That's it.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's all it was, folks. That's all it was. But yeah, I'm just happy overall that we're getting another game again. Overall, like we've been waiting for years for this, and like I said, it's finally here.
It's finally here, man. This could be a huge release. Like I'm curious to see the sales that this game does. If EA and these consoles were smart, there's a lot of people that don't have a system that now that they see this is coming out, I think they're gonna look into getting a system. So they might want to drop a bundle. I'm just saying, man.
Hey, Xbox, you want to sell some more consoles? Some X's and S's. Put it in there, ship it out.
Just telling you, just saying.
You got Call of Duty now.
Look, people, I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot. We're going to see some more console sale. I bet you. If it ain't a Sony partnership, Xbox, somebody, there's going to be some kind of console game bundle, or at least there better be, because this is huge. Yeah. It's going to bring a lot of people who used to be one of them ones. Hey, back when they had NCAA out, boy, I could tear you up in the game. It's going to bring some of them people back. They got kids and families now, but I bet you they come back and still get them a console.
You talking about the old heads coming back?
The old heads coming back, man. I'm telling you, they're gonna be playing Junior in the game.
Oh my God.
Boy, I told you. As a matter of fact, I'm finna show you how nice I was.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. You're just gonna see like sons and daughters, and fathers, and even moms out there. They're just always just gonna be playing connected dynasty with each other.
Need it.
It's gonna be great.
Need it.
I can't
It
wait.
is. It is. I know we've talked about it. We got to have us dynasty mode. You know, I'm sure we got some homies in group chats that we all talk college football with.
Oh yeah.
It's very likely that they want to be in a connected dynasty.
Absolutely.
You would have talked noise like, I told you I was going to get him. I told you, you let him hit the portal, I was going to get him. I mean, people wait to talk noise about recruits.
just hurry up for the summer. I'm just ready. I'm just dying to just play this game at this point. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm very much excited. I was happy to see EA actually say something about the game and actually, say it's coming.
Official release.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. So, we're at those first stages of 2024 with news about it. And yeah, we will definitely, keep discussing it. And we'll definitely keep talking about it up till release. Till we start playing.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Everyone, of course, we don't want to stay too long. Of course, I mean, me and Chris, we can always talk about college football and just the things and different changes and stuff that are going on around the sport. But we very much appreciate y'all listening in on the show. And, of course, as always, if you want to listen to us, we're on multiple streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Amazon Audible, iHeartRadio, and many other streaming platforms out there. So we very much appreciate you guys listening in to the show, as always. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Lets us know what we're doing and how we can improve the show for the future. So, outros. Chris, where can the good folks find you on social media?
Find me on X, Chris_Bolton_12. Where we, talking all kinds of sports. And we'll be talking college football and the video game too. As soon as that comes out, you'll definitely see me on there talking about that. But just talk about it all, music, NBA season now. See what my Dubs can do. It's been an up and down roller coaster. But
check out that LeBron tracker just to see, baby LeBron can get to.
Man, we just don't care. First we bring KD in, now we try to bring in LeBron. We don't care how we get it.
Look, I was just as shocked as you were.
I said we trying to get LeBron. What?
I think he was shocked too. I think he woke up like late at night. He went to fix up a bowl of cereal, and then he got word that the Warriors were trying to snap him up.
He woke up to Draymond texting him. That's what he woke up to. Hey man, come on, man. You want to come to the Bay, bro. And they ain't treating you right out there in LA. But
I can just imagine what that phone call consisted of.
Ain't no telling. But yeah, you can find me on X, and you can also find me on Instagram at Chris.Bolton_.
Awesome. Yeah, and you can also find me on X. You can find me on there. I'm at Listen to KSW, all one handle. I'm on there talking sports, of course, and NFL, video games, whatever, of course. So yeah, definitely find me on there. You can always chop it up there. But yeah, that's it for us, guys. As always, we appreciate y'all listening in on the show. And until next time, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.